Hello everyone, we had our Tiger Nunchuck camp today and the students showed excellent discipline, excellent self-control, and we wanted to go ahead and have everybody have a video that you can work on with your children in case they want to practice at home, which we definitely encourage. So I want to show you the few things that we did with them in class. The first thing that we did was we taught them how to lay down and pick up the nunchuck appropriately. So what they do is they put their right knee on the floor, they take their left hand, they make it a knife hand, they put it on the strings. The second thing they do is they take the right hand and they put it on the back of the nunchuck. So to lay it down, they lay it down string first and second. To pick it up, they take that same hand, put it on the string, put the other hand on the back, pick the back up, pick the string up second. That was the first thing that we taught the students today. The next thing that we taught the students was a backward roll. This is probably the most challenging of all the techniques that we worked on them with. However, it really defines the fine motor skills, which what we're looking to do with the nunchucks. So we take the thumb always next to the string, whatever they do with it. And they're just gonna go ahead and take their wrist and their arm and they're just gonna spin it in a bacular circle. Now, if you need to do big circles to have them understand it, that'll work out for them to learn how the motor skill works, and then gradually just make it smaller and smaller. Next, we taught them how to do what's called a crossing strike. This is the basic out of all the strikes that we teach. So the nunchuck will start behind their shoulder. The thumb starts behind the shoulder and it touches the edge of the hip. I always tell the students to take their thumb where the nunchuck is going. Then from this position, they simply bring it back to where it came from. Always keeping the other hand out as a knife hand. That way it opens up the body so that the nunchuck can flow easily wherever it needs to go without any distraction. So it goes down to the hip and back up to the shoulder. Down to the hip and back to the shoulder. The next technique we taught them was a triangle, which has 3 parts. First it goes to the first hip, then it comes back over to the other hip. And imagine that there's a seam down the uniform or down the shirt, down the pant leg. That's where it goes to on the hip on both sides. Then they bring it back behind the shoulder. So we taught them to go hip, hip, shoulder. So they can practice that on their own. That's a very simple technique that they should pick up rather quickly. The next one we taught them was an underarm strike, where they take the thumb, it goes completely underneath the armpit, pretty much back by the shoulder blade. From here, they just go ahead and bring it back behind their shoulder. So it's just a two motion technique. It goes down under the arm and back. The important part is to keep that elbow up the whole time. And the last thing we showed them was how to put a spin on the triangle. The students did very well today. We were able to take them to this next level. It takes a little while for the students to develop this, but all of them seem like they got the hang of this very quickly. So they go to one hip, to the other hip, and then we had them spin it back to the shoulder. Now, you don't have to limit it to one spin. They can do 2 or 3, however many they want, because remember, they're developing the motor skills in the arm and in the wrist. So if they want to do more, that's completely fine, as long as they have control of this backward spins. So we go hip, hip, and then we spin it back. So it's hip, hip, spin it back. And just working on that motion. The important thing about using the weapons is to do both sides and try to have both sides nice and consistent. That way they're developing the dominant side, but at the same time, the non-dominant side is growing as well. Really developing those hand and eye coordination. So, great job today, Tigers. Keep working on those at home. Keep your nunchucks in a safe place. Most of the time, if somebody ends up losing them, it's because their dog ate them. So keep them up somewhere high. If you have a Great Dane, get them up even higher. So we look forward to seeing everybody in class this week. And a reminder, we do not have classes July 4th and 5th this week. Have a good night, everyone.